Blam!
Death cakes.
Alright guys, it's your boys Blam Death Cakes here, and we have a spoiler review for Rogue One. We went and saw it the other day. We both had sort of differing opinions on it, but we're gonna talk it out. So first off, let's go ahead and maybe go over what we thought of the overall plot of the movie.
Okay.
I was really happy with the premise of the movie. I thought that was cool. I was honestly more excited for this movie than I was for The Force Awakens when I saw it, because it was like, oh man, like a dirty dozen of folks go and steal the Death Star plans. That sounds, freaking badass, boy. But this movie, when I saw it, I just feel like the plot with the plot for this movie was just really slow. It took a lot of unnecessary twists and turns and took us to so many planets that we didn't need to go to. It seems like it could have just been simplified. Like they had the whole Jyn Erso and everybody comes from different planets and different places, when it's like they could all just been part of the rebellion. It's not like I would have questioned that. And it's almost just like I wasted my time. It's kind of like his other movie, Godzilla, which I liked. I thought Godzilla was good, but it was I felt like this one was the boring parts of Godzilla, and it didn't get good until the last 10 seconds of the movie.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Well, what did you think of the plot?
Yeah.
He agrees. That's one for my corner.
Well, no, I mean, I think, it did kind of jump everywhere, but I still had some fun with this movie. I did feel like it did jump a lot of places, and I think especially the first act was kind of okay, when are we gonna get into this? When is it gonna get picked up? But I think the pacing was probably the biggest problem with this movie.
All right, well, let's talk about our characters here. I mean, first off, we got our lead character, Jyn Erso. What'd you think?
She was good. Felicity Jones played it well. Character, doesn't have a lot of depth, but I think she had enough.
I didn't hate her, but I just felt like I didn't really care about her. Spoilers for the movie. I mean, the only spoiler for the movie is everybody dies. So, I mean, she died at the end, so they never made me care about her. And I think it's part of the issue is the plot, to where, they spend so much time telling us oh, she was in jail and she got broke out of jail and then she didn't want to join the rebellion, but she did when her father got killed, and all this stuff where it's they told us so much about why she was there that you didn't have any time to actually care about her as a character, which I think you should have, since she was the lead. K2SO. What'd you think of K2SO?
Yeah, he looked great. Alan Tudyk played him great. He was probably the best part of the movie, but at the same time, he wasn't that funny.
Nah, Asian dudes. Donnie Yen and the other guy. The guy that was may the force be with you, may the force be with you, may the force be with you. And the other guy who was stop saying all that stuff.
Quit saying all that stuff.
You're being annoying.
He smacks him on the back of the head.
What'd you think of those guys?
Sure. Donnie Yen had a cool fight scene.
Yeah. Donnie Yen had a cool fight scene. That
guy tried to shoot down an AT-AT, but it didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, the actors were fine. They just didn't really do enough with them. Just like every other character. What'd you think of Darth Vader?
I thought he was great. He's probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was the best part of the movie. In that 10-second scene where he killed everybody in the hallway. That was badass.
He had a hallway fight.
That was one of the coolest hallway fights that I'd seen.
I think they need to try to get away from hallway fights. I think they might be coming a little.
All right, Vader. Yeah, this is the last hallway fight. One thing I didn't like about Vader.
When he killed all those kids.
No, that was badass.
No, was it? Killing kids isn't badass.
It's evil.
Yeah, but it's not badass. It's just kind of ugh.
Either way, in this movie, they showed a side of Vader that is so much worse. They showed like
No, they didn't.
his goofy dad side,
Oh.
where where Ben Mendelsohn went to go talk to him, and then he did like the famous force choke, which is awesome. But as he was walking away, he turned around and he made a pun, and he was like, "Be careful not to choke on your expectations." Get it?
But he didn't do that. You didn't see him smile. It would have been different if he was like, don't choke on your expectations. It was, as he's in the Vader mask and he was force choking them. And, yeah, it's like I said, it wasn't even like stupid, like, "Ice to see you," or anything like that. Like anything, like anything in the Batman and Robin movie or anything in like any bad movie. It was. I thought it was a good enough pun that I didn't have a problem with it. You're such a big Darth Vader fan that
I just think, you don't. I just think
it's like I
that's
said,
kind of
Darth Vader's already
cringeworthy.
been ruined. I mean, it was cool to see them kind of try to take him back in this movie. They took him back a bit in
I
this
mean,
movie.
they might as well have had Ben Mendelsohn come up to him and be like, "Darth Vader, I'm mad," and he should have been like, "Well, hi, mad. I'm Darth Vader." And the last character, Jar Jar Binks. What's his name? Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand Moff.
Grand Moff Tarkin. And I'll take this first. I thought that he looked real bad because he was all CGI, because the real Grand Moff Tarkin
His face
died.
was all CGI.
His face was all CGI because the real Grand Moff Tarkin died in the Death Star in the fourth movie. And so he's not here.
The actor died. Peter Cushing died.
He's not here to be in this movie,
Cushing.
unfortunately. And they decided to CGI his whole face, which would be fine if we were only looking at it for a second. But he was in the movie for like 10 minutes. He was in it way more than Vader. And I didn't feel like he needed to be there. And I felt like it was distracting. So when he had those conversations with Ben Mendelsohn, I didn't really know what was going on because I was too busy looking at fake Peter Cushing's face. And it was real weird. And please don't do it again.
I'll say I thought it looked good. I think I thought it looked as good as when Marvel did it in their movies. Should they keep doing it? Probably not. But whatever.
I mean, sure, it looked as good as they did it in their movies, but Marvel only showed it for a second. And I feel like they lingered on his face for too long, but who cares? What's your final ruling, Holden? How many Death Stars out of 5 do you give it?
I'll give it 3, but I probably won't watch it again.
I mean, I give it 3 Star Killer bases, which are worth less than a Death Star.
Actually, they're bigger, Dick.
Yeah, but they're lamer. Ranking system aside, where do you rank it in the movies?
Like I said, I think it's definitely the best prequel. So I'd say it's better than the prequels, but not as good as the originals or Force Awakens.
And I would put it just a step lower, where I feel like this one is probably slightly worse than Episode 3, which was the best prequel. But still, I understand Episode 3 had a lot of stupid stuff.
But no, this is the best prequel.
Episode 3.
Out of the 4 prequels,
Episode 3
this
is
is
the
the
best.
best prequel.
To me, all that this movie had going for it was that 10-second Vader scene, which I'd rather just give me a GIF of Vader doing that, and I would rather just watch that. Where it's like everything in this movie was either boring or non-offensive, whereas like at least in Episode 3, they took chances. There was some really cool stuff, even though there was a lot of really stupid stuff. So I feel like Episode 3 had higher highs and lower lows, but this one was just kind of like flat boring with a little high at the end. So that's where I put it. All right, folks. I don't even know whether this is going to be a review. This was just a real weird discussion, but we're going to try and edit it and put it up anyway. So let us know what you thought of the movie in the comments below. Is Holden right, or am I a jerk? And make sure you hit
Well, you're
that.
definitely a jerk, but
Am I a wrong jerk? Now make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and do whatever, because if you want more reviews like this, maybe we'll go.
Yeah, more reviews like this.
Maybe we'll go review Assassin's Creed. I don't know. It depends on how well this video does. So it's
Yeah, if
up
we
to
get
you.
like 100,000 views, we'll go see it.
Yeah, we'll definitely go see Assassin's Creed if we get 100,000 views, and we'll see us tear each other apart on that one too. Where I'll be like, it sucked, and Holden will be like, it was fine.
It was horribly average.
All right, guys. Peace.